Hey, true believers, Englentine here with another episode of Marvel vs. DC Comics. And once again, the comic book covers you're going to see pass by you here, these are the books that I have read and reviewed for this particular episode. There are 21 of them, I believe, this time around. Some good, some bad, some average, and some that just pissed me off beyond belief. Absolutely. So the way it works is, yes, I did actually read all of these and I ranked them. 1 star is horrible, 2 stars bad, 3 stars average, 4 stars good, 5 stars excellent. And then I actually put them in order from worst to best. So this is a countdown, or a countdown, anyway, to the absolute best comic book that was released in this particular week. I understand I'm a little bit behind, but it's still fun to do. So, and these books are still on the shelf, so I think it's still relevant. Anyway, before we get started here, do like to remind you to go on over to Patreon or to Ko-Fi and help out the channel. If you don't mind, drop $1 in the till. If you do like the video, click like, share, of course, and subscribe. Make sure you have your notifications on and ring that bell. Cool things happen around these parts, and I would hate for you to miss anything. That would be awful. It really would. Also, I'm doing commissioned videos, so go on over to Ko-Fi and pick what category and what character you want me to do on any of the videos, and I will be your dancing monkey and do whatever video you like. Anyway, I could see that I've only got a couple of covers left before it's time to get started, so as I always say, why don't you just kick back, relax, and enjoy. Here we go. The 1-star books are horrible and should be avoided at all cost. Okay, so here's the story of Dial H for Hero number 4. I put it on my list of things to read and review. I got it, the whole 9 yards, give it its chance. I did Wonder Twins, fine, okay. So I got 9 pages in and I dropped it. I figured I wasn't going to review it. I took it off the list and then decided, wait a second, you know what? Even though I wasn't able to finish it, I need to do a review because, just to be fair, I did put it on the list originally, and it has to be said. I have to be honest about the opinions. I could not finish this book. It was so bad. That's why it only gets 1 star. Spider-Man Reptilian Rage number 1. So, yeah, this sucked. Okay, I guess I gotta tell you why. So I'm reading along, and Peter Parker meets Dr. Connors, and it's their first meeting. But then, just 2 pages later, they're talking about how, oh, he's going to become the reptile again. I'm like, dude, you literally just met him. You have no idea about any of this, and now you're saying you do. I mean, if you can't really keep your continuity from 2 pages, that's when I bowed out. This is just like, it's just like Dial H. I had to end it. You know what? The art isn't good enough to carry through. There's nothing good about this book. War of Realms number 6. Thank God this crap is over. Holy Toledo, I'm so happy. This book right here is just like all the other books in War of Realms, just a summary of what's happened in all the tie-ins with maybe 2 or 3 pages of original story. In this case, once again, hey, look, it's Malekith with a symbiote. Alrighty, and now we've got to talk about what's Thor, and they call Thor a title. Fuck that. Also, you got all these time-traveling Thors. Why? Isn't it more special when you just have one? Just saying. Which would be the Thor. Anyway, yeah, and then it's like, you know what? We had a great moment in a movie. Whether you like that movie or not, Thor Ragnarok. There was a moment where Odin looks at him and goes, are you the Thor? Are you the god of hammers or the god of thunder? In this whole Jason Aaron run, it seems like he's the god of hammers, because it all centered around the hammer. And that's it. Not what was inside of him. Not, well, am I worthy? And then this one, he's like, I am the god of the unworthy. Then put that fucking hammer down if you're... it's just... Oh, God. This book gave me a headache. It's not good. And obviously, I need more time to talk about everything that's wrong with War of Realms. The 2-star books are merely bad. Maybe they would have been horrible, but just this one little saving grace kept them from that fate. Thor number 14 has Thor going against Venom Malekith. Boring. We've seen it. We've seen this story so many... I'm done with these symbiotes, okay? Marvel seems to have one story now. Bring on the symbiote. Oh my goodness gracious. Could we do that again? I got an idea. Next time, let's have symbiote whatever. That's what it seems like is going on. Is Malekith not enough of a villain? He's got to be like, oh, I got a symbiote. And is there anybody that's too powerful to grab one? How OP are these things? This is a horrible comic. It really is. And it's the end of War of Realms. Trust me on this. Once you read this, you don't have to read number 6. Venom number 15. Now, this is a War of Realms tie-in, so that means nothing really that goes on is having anything to do with Venom. They interrupted the storyline to put this in War of Realms. I don't see Venom here. I don't see Eddie Brock in this character right here. It just doesn't seem to be there. I don't know. Maybe I'm just done with this particular... I really am done with War of Realms. It isn't good. It wasn't good from the outset, and it's managed to mess up every title it's touched. Superior Spider-Man number 7. So, Doc Ock Spider-Man continues to be able to do anything, and I mean, like, literally anything he wants, seemingly, which always makes me wonder, where was this when he was a villain? Seriously. This is not a good issue. It ties into War of Realms. Usually, at least, Superior Spider-Man is entertaining, but this is all over the place, and it really seems more of an advertisement for West Coast Avengers than it does any issue of Superior Spider-Man. The 3-star books are average. Maybe they didn't resonate with me, or I liked them, just not enough, though, to recommend them. Fantastic Four number 11. So I've been singing the praises. I like Dan Slott's take on Fantastic Four. That being said, not every book can be a winner, I guess. This one is not. Quite the loser, as a matter of fact. Except for a scene with Doctor Doom talking to his people, this comic book just falls flat. It ends up being a contest between Franklin and his sister about them needing to get licensed to drive the Fantasticars and everything. And it's not even like silly fun or anything like that. It just really falls apart. Red Hood Outlaw. So this is kind of just setting up his current side characters. It's like, oh, everybody here doesn't like me. They just like the owner of the Iceberg Lounge. He talks to his side characters, and we're introduced to them one by one. So this is almost like a first issue. And then he battles Essence. And it's okay. It's a good book. Guys, bring back Bizarro. Let's have Red Hood and the Outlaws again. That was a good book. This one is always consistently average. Aquaman, number 49. Obviously, big things are going to happen because number 50 is coming. They have to set up. And this ends up being a This Is Your Life episode starring Aquaman and Mother Shark. Not the dumbest character ever created for Aquaman. There is still that squid that plays those drums. That's real. But overall, I want to say great things about Aquaman because I love the character. He's one of my favorite characters in DC Comics. But so far, so average. Amazing Spider-Man number 24 deals with a little bit of the aftermath of The Hunted. Now, most of this is Mysterio in a therapy session, and you know something's up because 1, he's in costume, and 2, the psychologist is always in the shadows, so what it looks like is not what it might be. Anyway, there's a little bit in here about Peter Parker's dream of Mary Jane being dead. So this is all set up for what's to come. Overall, it's okay. It's not great. I reserve judgment for the next few issues, but this one, down the middle. Mr. and Mrs. X, number 12. So I heard this was ending, and this really does feel like the ending of a series, not just of an issue. But if it is. Anyway, it's an okay story. It's not great. It's not bad. Not the best foot to end the series on, but it's at least decent enough to be entertained. Gambit's being held captive, and they're either going to kill his ex-wife or his current wife, and he's got to decide which one. I thought it would kind of be a little bit easier, but he goes for trying to save both of them in a very, very weird way. Anyway, yeah, there you go. Mr. and Mrs. X, number 12. The Batman Who Laughs, number 6. Now, I have not been a fan of the series, to tell you the truth. It's been okay. It's not horrible or anything. It's just not something that I've been looking forward to every time it comes out. And I think I realized why. This isn't very dramatic, but it is melodramatic. And I'm kind of seeing behind the curtain. instead of reading a book, I'm like, wow, they are really trying for the Oscar here, and it just doesn't work for me. Wonder Woman number 72, just another decent issue in G. Willow Wilson's run on Wonder Woman, which has been quite a surprise to me. I have been liking the elements she's thrown in there. They're fantastical. It's just a lot of fun. Now, unfortunately, there is a line I didn't like in here where she says, I felt like I've been fighting alone here on Earth or in man's world. Like, you're part of the Justice League. Okay, you're part of the Trinity. You haven't been fighting alone, and that line doesn't belong in a Wonder Woman comic. Beyond that, it's entertaining, and it's a lot of fun. The 5-star books are top of the class, excellent, maybe not Watchmen quality, but you know what? Doesn't matter because there were none this week. So let's go back to the 4-star books, which are good, and I am happy to recommend them to you. Thanos number 3 continues to be entertaining. Well, Thanos continues to be entertaining with issue number 3. In this case, we're basically seeing Thanos take Gamora out to battles and wars, and she learns that if she breaks herself, Thanos will give her bionic parts that will make her better and stronger. So she begins to hurt herself on purpose. It's a very strange story, but like I said, at least it's entertaining. The Flash, number 72. I did not like this year 1 storyline in the beginning, but it's really kind of grown on me in the last couple issues. This issue is pure fun. And if it's like this going on, I am going to end up really liking this series. Slow start, but I'm a fan of the Turtle. What can I say? And they've got him here. They introduced the rogues before they're rogues, and it just works. Books of Magic, number 9. So I actually realized, wait a second, I haven't read an issue of this in a few months. So I was like, was this girl's name Ellie? What's it again? But anyway, she's trapped in a book and trying to get out. She meets a tree creature, and it's basically him telling her his story. It's very interesting. It's a lot of fun. Very much a fantasy story as well. I dig this. This is one of the few of the Sandman Present books that I could say is good. Conan hires a whole bunch of prostitutes and basically takes them across country. That is the meat and potatoes of this story. Of course, he's got his own reasons, and that leads to the action of the story, but it's basically him transporting prostitutes and their reactions to him. It's just a really good book. It really is. I wish Jason Aaron would write Thor like this, because he really has a handle on Conan. The Silencer, number 18. Wow. This is it, guys. This is the last issue. This is the end of the new age of heroes. Wow. Okay, so I didn't like the... I'm just going to do the whole thing, because it doesn't matter if I like this issue or not. It's done. The first issue I hated, and more of this book grew on me. It's the best of the new age of heroes, even better than Damage, in my opinion. And this issue, of course, was a great capper as she's moving with her family, and she wants to make sure that her family is safe, so she's trying to find out what's going on with Leviathan. Thoroughly entertaining book, thoroughly entertaining series, and it's something that if you haven't jumped on now and you're just hearing this review, it would be great if you got the collections. I don't think you'd be disappointed. Star Wars Age of Rebellion, Darth Vader. So this is a kind of a Darth Vader origin story where he goes from being just apprentice to governor of a starship. I guess they're governors when they are the leaders. But it's really cool. The Emperor gets mad at him because he doesn't follow a governor's orders. So he says, from here on in, follow them to the letter. And he performs all of these different dangerous tasks that the governor obviously is putting him on so he could get killed, until, of course, he realizes, well, the best way to do this is to take out my competition like he did in Empire Strikes Back. Great story. Highly recommend it. I know I spoiled it a little bit. Still, you should check it out. Batman Damned Part 3 is the best part of the book. Seriously. Now, granted, the first part had a distraction to it, and the story kind of got lost. The second one was kind of meh. This one, the art is beautiful. It's always been beautiful, but the writing here is more focused, and it's straightforward. And even though it's a longer book, it's a quicker read just because of how good it is. I highly recommend this book. So there you go, gang. Those were the reviews, and that was the countdown. Let's find out who won the week. DC Comics had 1 star, 0 2 stars, 4 3 stars, 4 4 stars. There was a score of 28. There were 9 comics with an average of 3.11. Marvel had 2 1 stars, 3 2 stars, 3 3 stars, 3 4 stars with a score of 29 with 11 comics read and reviewed for an average of 2.63. Which means DC Comics wins the week, and congratulations to them. And not by a narrow margin either. Man, I haven't had a 2 anything week in a long damn time. Wow, Marvel didn't even step up. It's the War of the Realms. It grated on me. I read everything. And it just was not good. It consistently wasn't good. I couldn't do it anymore, guys. My brain was turning to mush. Anyway, I hope Marvel brings it next week, seriously, because I love a good competition. Anyway, gang, that's the countdown. That was my reviews, the countdown, the whole 9 yards. What did you think? What do you think I was way too easy on? What do you think I was way too hard on? Yeah, I heard it too. Anyway, let me know in the comments below. Also, if you do like the video, please consider sharing it just to help us with the algorithm there, and like any comment or anything. Just that helps boost everything and keeps the algorithm up. The algorithm. We're all slaves to the algorithm here. Anyway, also, if you haven't done it already, make sure your notifications are on and ring that notification bell so you don't miss anything. Cool things happen around these parts, and I'd hate for you to miss anything. Seriously. It's like a family around here. Like one big dysfunctional family. Yeah, you gotta love it. Anyway, also, if you don't mind helping out the channel financially, going over to Patreon or to Ko-Fi, drop $1 in the till, helps keep the lights on, helps keep making videos for you. And speaking of making videos for you, I started something new. Over on Ko-Fi now, they have a thing where you could commission. And so I figured, okay, why not do a commissioned video? If you guys have an idea in any of the categories I've got listed, just go over, you can commission a video and say, hey, this is what I want you to do here. Dance, monkey, dance. And I will dance like that little monkey. Seriously, I am that much of a shill, and I am okay with that. I know my limitations. Anyway, I'd like to thank everybody who's already done that, and to everyone, all of the true believers, thank you very, very much for watching.